Thanks for staying up with us tonight. State leaders say the measures to slow the spread of COVID-19 are working, but there are some areas that they are paying a particular attention to, one of them being places where folks live in close proximity to each other, like nursing homes. Courtney Ann Jackson has more.
Measures were put in place early on in an attempt to avoid outbreaks in nursing homes, but as the governor notes, that was somewhat of a catch-22.
It's been one of the more complicating things is while you're trying to protect public health by keeping the virus out of nursing homes, you're also keeping families from being able to check on their loved ones, and that's just not something that makes sense to anyone. But I do believe it's the right thing to do.
And we know very little about the numbers in Mississippi's long-term care facilities. It only takes one case for it to be considered and listed as an outbreak. 77 facilities fall within that category currently. So I asked, will the state release more details of case numbers in the facilities?
There's enough volume of data that no individual person's identity is likely to be released. So you will be seeing information published in that regard very, very soon. I would expect even tomorrow, putting my team on under a little pressure there to get it out.
Meanwhile, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services Administrator is calling nursing homes ground zero for the virus. At the federal level, the reporting requirements are being strengthened for nursing homes.
We are announcing that we are requiring nursing homes to report to patients and their families if there are cases of COVID virus inside the nursing home. We are also requiring nursing homes to report directly to the CDC when they have cases of COVID virus.
That notification to the CDC must come within 12 hours of a confirmed single case of COVID-19. Residents, families, and representatives must also be told when 3 or more individuals develop respiratory symptoms within a 72-hour period. And how will that new requirement impact, if at all, what the State Department of Health is doing? We've
been pretty aggressive with nursing homes and doing regular contacts and guidance. And so for us, we don't anticipate much change regarding the CMS guidance.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
The state health officer says they are looking at ways to help ramp up cleaning and testing at these facilities, knowing the heightened risk factors not only because of age, but also the close quarters that they live in. Well, stories of recovery from COVID-19 are emerging, and this one started with a routine phone call. Longtime Starkville resident Jane Owens got a call to remind her of an appointment with her cardiologist. But the nurse on the other end noticed Jane was coughing and sneezing. Jane says what happened next possibly saved her life and that of her husband. Crash Matlock has more on a local couple, both recovering from coronavirus.
Jane Owens is thankful for a lot of things in her life, but today she's grateful for a phone call. Thanks to a vigilant doctor's assistant, Jane was convinced to get tested for COVID-19.
They asked me what my symptoms were, and I said, well, I'm sneezing, I'm coughing.
And it wasn't too long before the conversation turned to Jane's husband, John. And it just so happened John wasn't feeling well that day either.
But he was rolled up in a blanket on the bed, was buried down like it was cold, and his face had a purple pallor to his complexion.
Fast forward a few days, John was officially one of the dozens of COVID patients in Oktibbeha County. Ominous news for Jane.
And he says, you brace yourself because your test will probably come back positive as well.
After John was diagnosed, he was admitted to OCH Regional Medical Center for 10 days. Jane says the first night without him was the loneliest she's ever felt.
I couldn't go to the hospital. I couldn't see him. I could just talk to him on a cell phone.
With John quarantined in the hospital, Jane was enduring her own kind of self-isolation, relying on friends and neighbors to deliver meals.
They have to ring the doorbell, put it at the back door, and then run.
John was eventually released from the hospital to continue his recovery at home. Jane got her test results back a few days later with positive results. Now the two are spending the next 15 days quarantined inside of their home. Jane remains symptomless. John, however, has picked up a new ailment.
He's developed a numbness in his right hand, and his fingers are numb. That worried me a little bit.
The couple married in the late 1980s. They've been together 34 years through sickness and health.
He has taken good care of me, and I'm going to be there for him. We took those vows and we meant them.
Jane relies on faith and daily prayer.
I've heard, Jane, the healing is there for you, but you have to reach out and take it.
And Jane has no problem taking it.
No lousy coronavirus. I'm not going to let it ruin any 2 minutes of a good day.
Like her spirit there, John receives a visit from a home health nurse twice a week. The Mississippi Department of Health has not released any numbers indicating the number of patients like John who have recovered from the virus. Well, the coronavirus is also leading to some sickly city budgets. Business restrictions and outright closings mean lower sales, tax collections, and that means shrinking city budgets. Mayor Spruill is already proposing over $700,000 in cuts there in Starkville. The plan includes reducing salaries, including hers, aldermen, and all department heads by 20% and furloughing 15% of the city's employees. Ackerman Mayor Tim Cutts says while their sales tax numbers are down, the town hasn't had to lay off workers, and he doesn't anticipate that happening.
I don't think we'll have to do anything to the budget. I think we can absorb it in various places that we just might not spend money, that we had put opportunities to do a few things. But I think all in all, we'll weather the storm.
This is unprecedented for any of us, and we are at a point now where we've got to respond in ways we never anticipated, and they're truly a painful way to have to do this, but we've got to do something until we get back to normal, which probably will extend into our next fiscal year as well.
Starkville's Board of Aldermen will discuss the mayor's proposal Tuesday. Mayor Spruill will also ask the board to transfer up to $100,000 from the rainy day fund to help them cover the shortfall. A shooting on Columbus's south side leaves one person dead. Now, this gunfire had happened just after 1 o'clock this afternoon at 5th Street and 16th Avenue South. Police say that the shooting stemmed from an argument between the victim, 20-year-old Xavier Johnson, and another individual. Take a look at how emotional this scene was. The young man you see here screams that the man shot and killed is his little brother. And dozens of people filled the street. They were crying and in shock. When police got to the scene, they say they found several shell casings, and Johnson was lying in the street. Johnson was pronounced dead there at the scene. We spoke with the grandfather of Johnson, who says that his grandson, just 20 years old, was not a violent person, and now the family is devastated.
I'm sad. I'm just torn apart because he was a good child, a good young man. He grew up being respectful. He always kept that. And he loved his friend. He was a friend. He was a friend to you. And he just loved the people. He was always cheerful. He loved to work. You know, he loved to work. You know, he stayed with us, and that's all he talked about, his job and working and buying him a car.
Columbus Police Chief Fred Shelton says that they do have a person of interest they're speaking with. Washington tells me that his grandson just recently moved back here to Columbus after living in Tuscaloosa. Columbus police make a third arrest in a recent shooting. After more than a week on the run, Kenny Armistead turned himself in to Columbus police today. He was wanted on the charge of aggravated assault. This shooting had happened back on April 11th in the 1900 block of 8th Avenue North. Columbus Police Chief Fred Shelton believes that an argument is what led to the gunfire. Also arrested in the shooting is 25-year-old Tommy Lee Flowers III and 41-year-old Roy Wallace Jr. They are both charged with aggravated assault.
Hey, pretty nice Monday around here weather-wise, and we have all quiet conditions around here. That's just some ground clutter showing up around our radar site. We do have some dying showers not too far away, just to the north of the state line up here near Jackson, north of Memphis. These are falling apart. An item of interest, but they will not affect our area. Partly cloudy, maybe some areas of fog later on tonight. Temperatures cooling down to around 50 now. Let's get ready for a great day Tuesday. Let's try to take advantage of this. 76 in Starkville, 77 in Columbus, and West Point 75 in Tupelo. We do have some rain and some storms coming our way midweek. We'll talk about it in just a few more minutes.
Many families across our area have a lot more time together since the statewide shelter-in-place order was issued. That extra time has prompted one family to use their creative abilities to bring a smile to people's faces. Our Allie Martin has more.
Clint and Brandy Reed are teachers in Union County schools. They're using their time away from the classroom and their talents to make music videos that are bringing laughter and joy to a large audience during these unique times. As the drama teacher at Union County Schools, Clint Reed is known for making creative videos highlighting activities and achievements throughout the district. So when the schools shut the doors because of the coronavirus, Clint's wife, Brandy, who is a music teacher at Ingomar, had a suggestion.
Hey, how about if we did one of those videos as a family?
There are no open doors. The first video used a popular song from Disney's Frozen. Love is an Open Door became There Are No Open Doors.
We just did it just to have fun, something to make memories with the kids. And then when I uploaded it to Facebook, of course, we were shocked at how quickly it took off.
Response was overwhelming, with tens of thousands of people clicking on the video. A Facebook poll chose the next music video selection. A song from The Greatest Showman, The Greatest Show, became The Greatest Chores.
These are the greatest chores.
Clint and his wife rework song lyrics. Audio is recorded. Video segments are shot and edited. It is a long but rewarding process for everyone involved.
We don't always say like the right stuff when we're singing, and then we have to start over. And just one misstep, then we have to start over. Like, I don't know, it's just hard.
And it took us 2 days, and it took my dad most of all night to edit all of it, but I think it turned out really good.
Each Reed family production ends with a message of hope.
We, of course, are a Christian family. We're fervently praying for our leaders and for our country during this time. We just know that sometimes, even during a crisis, it's good to smile every now and then.
Thank you so much for watching.
The Reed family isn't sure what their next music video will be, but they promise they won't keep their fans waiting too long. In Union County, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
A state representative and his mama are teaming up to help feed the community. District 41 Representative Kabir Kareem and Helen's Kitchen are giving meals to families, senior citizens, and first responders every Monday. Today was the first day of the giveaway. Meals are handed out at the well-known Columbus restaurant. Starting at 11 a.m., workers were preparing dozens of meals and would be there until the food was gone.
Do something every year as it relates to the community, and we felt that we needed to step up and make sure that those who are in need, make sure they had a hot meal, and that's why we're doing this today.
Just every once in a while we have to give back and show that you're thankful, and I'm hoping that all of this will blow over and everything will get back to normal.
Meals are being served from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Mondays. Didn't even recognize Kabir with his face mask on there. All right, we're going to send things back over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, a rainy, dreary, nasty day yesterday, but today was picture perfect.
Today was great. I think we're going to have a great one tomorrow, Scott. Here is Pepper with our Emerson Animal Hospital forecast. Pepper right there. We love Pepper. Great weather tomorrow, 77. Evening storms, not tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Some of those could be hefty. We'll talk about it coming up next.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Unfortunately, the hits just keep on coming to South Mississippi. Yesterday, just south of Hattiesburg, an EF4 tornado rated with max winds of 170 miles per hour, 54.2 miles long right there. The third strong or violent tornado over the last week in South Mississippi, and now we have even more active weather coming midweek. All of this red right here from Texas to Alabama, including all of our area. Wednesday night, Thursday morning, a chance for some strong to severe storms. What do we mean here? Probably more of a wind threat and heavy rain threat than anything else. Hail, tornadoes, can't rule it out. We'll keep watching it, but there could be a big batch of storms that will come our way Wednesday night. Today, Columbus, Tupelo, Vernon, Durham's Pharmacy, Louisville, Mississippi, a lot of blue sky. What a great afternoon. Really a great day overall. This evening, I saw a lot of folks out and about trying to keep their distance in the Columbus area out there on my evening walk. Temperatures currently cooling down into the low 50s in Starkville, the colder spot there. Tupelo still 60, 56 Columbus, 57 in Winona. We're down to around 50 plus or minus. Some of you could briefly get into the upper 40s, and there could be some patchy fog out there too. So there you go, 7 o'clock in the morning, 53, some patchy fog possible. Mostly sunny at noon, 73, a great lunch hour. A nice afternoon, 77. Winds a bit on the breezy side at times, about 5 to 15. Still around 70 tomorrow evening. So 79 in Jackson tomorrow, 81 Shreveport, low 80s Mobile and New Orleans. The entire region, for the most part, looking pretty good. Now, the average right now in the mid-70s, and more or less that's where we're going to be for the next week. So not extremely hot or humid or cold. And that's good news if you want to save on the energy costs and keep the AC off. I have yet to turn my AC on, and that will be the trend going forward this week, it would appear. We've been watching some showers to our north tonight. Those are falling apart. High pressure scoots on in for tomorrow, so we are mostly sunny. Perhaps a few friendly clouds. Probably more clouds here in the region Wednesday. We may see some early day showers. I think the best rain chance will come late in the day. This is 4 o'clock. We'll pause it. Notice how the storms will start to get brewing out there in Louisiana and Arkansas. And there could be a big batch that moves in here late in the evening into the overnight hours. Heavy rain and maybe a line of gusty storms. And if we see a line of storms, we can't rule out a spin-up tornado or two in that scenario. It does not look like it's going to be one of those widespread, hardcore severe weather outbreaks that we can have this time of year. But of course, things can change. We'll keep you updated over the next day or so. Rainfall, we don't want to see any more rain, do we? It's been awful around here. Some spots about 20 inches above average, but we may see another 1 to 2 plus here Wednesday night. If that's not enough storminess for you, maybe more rain and storms late Friday into Friday night. The weekend, though, is looking pretty good. This upcoming Sunday, not like the last two, looking pretty good.
Well, with all the talk of the coronavirus, many are overlooking one of the season's most common maladies. We assess your allergies when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Do you have the sniffles, any itchy eyes, or a headache? Well, it could be spring allergies. We learn more in tonight's Health Talk with Baptist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Justin Garner, and I'm part of the otolaryngology team at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle. I want to talk to you about spring allergies, and it all begins with exposure. Even if you've inhaled an allergen many times before with no trouble, at some point, for some reason, the body flags it as an invader. During this particular exposure, the immune system studies the allergen and gets ready for the next exposure by developing special cells called antibodies designed to detect the allergen in the future. You're now sensitized to the allergen. Then, the next time your body is exposed to the allergen, your immune system kicks into action. The antibodies recognize it, and your body goes to work fighting off the invader by flooding your body with chemicals such as histamine. This is what produces your allergy symptoms. Keep in mind that the amount of exposure matters. There's a threshold or tipping point for people with allergies. You can handle some exposure, but if it gets to be too much, the immune system is triggered to attack. Some people, most often children, may outgrow an allergy completely. For others, their symptoms get worse as they get older and the immune system gets weaker. But once you have an allergy, it doesn't go away on its own. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, and we'll discuss some of the worst allergen triggers.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
Mississippi State's quarterback room will have one extra chair available this upcoming season. News on the transfer portal next in sports.
Sports with Tom Ebel.
Since becoming the head coach at Mississippi State, Mike Leach's quarterback room filled up in a hurry. But come next season, one familiar face likely won't be back. Quarterback Keaton Thompson has entered the transfer portal. AL.com's Matt Zenitz was the first to report. Thompson will be a graduate transfer, meaning he will be immediately eligible to play this upcoming season. This is the second time Thompson has entered the portal. He did so at the beginning of last season. Before returning, Thompson recorded 10 touchdowns total in 2 seasons at Mississippi State. After a winless season in the SEC, Ole Miss women's basketball has a lot to look forward to in this upcoming year. Along with signing the top recruiting class in the SEC this past signing period, head coach Yolette McPhee-McEwen adding one of the nation's top players from the transfer portal. Maryland sophomore Shakira Austin joins the Rebels after 2 years with the Terps. Austin was second team All-Big Ten this past year. Coach Yo says she's hopeful the NCAA permits Austin to be immediately eligible because her skill set would be an instant game changer.
Obviously, I was totally against the whole one-time transfer deal, but now that we have her, I'm all for it, okay? Selfishly, but you know, that's just me being in the moment. Boy, if they pass that and she's able to play, I mean, this kid, I don't know that the SEC has seen a player like her since Candace Parker. You know, she's really, really good. For example, I had 3 WNBA coaches text me yesterday with the saying, I guess I'll be coming to Oxford.
Sullivan track and field star Morgan Reese signs to compete at the Division I level, joining Track University track and field. Troy University track and field, excuse me. Reese won the 2019 2A state championship in discus this past season. That's it for sports. We'll be back right after the break.
It's some nice weather today. Here's your AccuWeather 70 forecast for your Tuesday. Mostly sunny, 77. Now, we're advertising some showers and storms there Wednesday, some hefty storms possible Wednesday night into our early Thursday morning. Another system late Friday, so 2 systems here we'll be watching for the end of the work week. We just don't want any more rain, no more severe weather. Can't rule it out, though. The weekend is looking okay right now, Scott, and if we have that sun on Sunday, that would be the first Sunday in weeks with no active weather.
And we need a Sunday with no active weather.
No kidding.
Thanks so much, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.